Welcome back to the Speak Your Piece podcast. My name is Ian McNaughton, Big E. Pleased to be joined by SYP creator Ravisher. Rav, what's happening? What's going on?
We back.
We're in the stew. So this is what do we call this? So basically, if you don't know, we're back at the SFU studio. We did a podcast here in February 2020. Do we call that the best podcast ever?
I think it's the best podcast we've ever made, just because it was the highest quality setup.
Highest quality setup audio. I'm gonna go find that. Give me a second. But should we call this Best Podcast Volume 2?
Yeah, Volume 2, and probably another pandemic happens, and then after like another 2 years, we'll do number 3.
So basically, yeah. So what's gonna happen? So like 2 weeks after this comes out, we're gonna have another pandemic. And then Ian's going to have to, transfer from BCI2 to Langara because he changed schools in between the last time we were here. So that's just, how it works out. That's just how it is. Rav, what did you want to talk about today? What are we going to get into mostly?
Well, I messaged you the last week. I'm like, oh my God, let's do this original thing. And let's predict the teams for the 2022 Olympics. Ever since the NHL players are back now. There's no more. We're not going to have the Mason Raymond bronze medalist happening here.
Oh,
unfortunately, no. He is I think he's an Olympic medalist now. That makes him. At least pull it up. Mason Raymond. Yeah. I would assume he would be.
Yeah. By the way, I'm just checking at it now. Episode 29 of the SYP podcast, our best podcast ever. All caps in brackets. Not clickbait.
Not clickbait, huh? Yeah. So I mean, hey, Mason Raymond's a bronze medalist. Okay. And he scored in a goal in the Olympics. A lot of people haven't done that.
So, yeah, we're going to do the real Canadian thing of just, making our Olympic teams 3 months before the Olympics start. You know who's really going to be upset that we're doing this?
Who?
It's Scott.
Why?
Because Scott's, the most patriotic Canadian. He's the one who loves this kind of stuff. I dare say he's the most American Canadian.
Really? And I understand what you mean though.
In terms of,
sorry, Scott.
In terms of just patriotic, love your country, loves the Olympics, loves these kind of events.
Yeah.
But he's not American in the sense that I am, and I love an anthem. I love the American anthem, fireworks, and a military flyover. He's not quite on that level of patriotic love for your country.
Yeah, no, I can tell Ian's patriotic. Always has the hand on heart, and during the anthem and during the Whitecaps game when the thing's closed. By the way, when BC Place is closed, he's like, "Oh, where's the flyover?" I know it's a joke.
Well, and I sing to both anthems too, right? I actually sing both anthems, which, when you go to enough hockey games and sporting events, you just start singing both anthems.
Oh, by the way, Ilya Kovalchuk made... We have Ilya Kovalchuk up here for some reason. I don't know why, but his cap hit last year in Russia was $6.25 million, so I understand why he went back.
Million or
million? It says
rubles.
Right, no, it says $1 million, bro. Let me pull it. It's going to put me on... 2-year contract. I don't think he's even playing this year. It might just be a buyout. Or did he get bought out? No, he got waived. Yeah, so I think he got bought out there. So that's probably just his money from there. That makes sense. But I guess we can get into the grand scheme of things here.
So basically, we're gonna go through 5 teams. We're gonna go through 5 countries. We're gonna try and project rosters for each team. I feel like I saw Bardow do something similar to this Pat.
That's what gave me gave me the idea. I was watching 10 minutes through and oh wait, let me stop watching this. I can do this with you. So I got a bit of that what they were saying. I don't have Marcus Foligno on the team as that one guy did. I forgot his name, but he had Marcus Foligno on the team. I won't have him, unfortunately.
I saw it. I can't remember if it was in my Reels or my TikTok, but I saw it. I'm like, no, I don't want... I saw this after you said that we should do this. So I'm like, no, I don't want to spoil it. But, I mean, we're going to go through...
I also saw this. Tom Wilson appears to be on the long list for Canada's Olympic team.
Hey, if Chris Kunitz can make it, surely Tom Wilson can get on.
Hey, he scored. I don't know if we win without him, man.
Basically, we're going to go through Finland, Sweden, Russia, USA, Canada in that order.
And Russia first? You want to
do Russia first?
Or wait, what did you have?
Finland, Sweden, Russia, US, Canada.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
So Finland first?
We'll do Finland first. So we're going to go project 4 forward lines, 3 D pairs, 3 goalies, and then just spares, like 5 spares.
Yeah.
All right. You kick it off. This was your idea.
Okay.
Who do you want to put on Team Finland?
Let me switch this up here. So Finland, first line I have Patrick Laine, Alexander Barkov, and Mikko Rantanen. I think that one's probably the given there. Second line I have Teravainen, Sebastian Aho, and Puljujärvi.
Do you know how to say his name? Because I have seen Craig McTavish on television fucking way too much.
That's how it sounds though. Like it's when he does that, it's brutal, and I think he messes up someone else's name too. I forgot. He messes up a lot of names.
He doesn't. This is my Craig McTavish rant, but like he messes up so many people's names and doesn't look at the camera while doing it. Like, he's looking at Gene Principe while he's butchering this guy's name.
I've seen him look down too, which is fair to be honest. If you can't pronounce the name, but you should also learn. I don't think saying Puljujärvi every time is gonna work.
Yeah, I mean, I think McTavish is probably better in an NHL like front office or executive role.
Yeah, I mean that's where it's worked for him.
But I know with the Oilers, you can't do anything unless you include some member of like.
Yeah, that's true.
Some member of like the dynasty within the team. So you have Laine, Barkov, Rantanen on your first line. Teravainen, did you say Aho?
Yeah, Teravainen, Aho, Puljujärvi.
On your second line.
And then I have third line. I pulled them up here. I have Rupe Hintz, not Marcus Granlund, Mikhail Granlund, and then I have Kaapo Kakko there. And then fourth line, I have Donskoi, Kotkaniemi, and Kapanen. Do you want me to name the extras now or at the end? How many extras do you?
I have 5. Like I basically have 2 forwards, 2 D, and a goalie.
Okay, I have a. I guess I can narrow it down. I'll give out my shout-outs at the end to like who could make it. I'll just do the extras at the end.
Who's your fourth line again? Donskoi,
Kotkaniemi, and Kapanen.
Ooh.
First defensive pairing, I have Lindell and Ristolainen. Second defensive pairing, I have Heiskanen and Sami Vatanen. And then I have Juuso Välimäki and Markus Nutivaara as my third pairing. Goalies, I have Saros. And then I put question marks Tuukka Rask because I don't know about that one. Because I don't know. Yeah, because he's not playing right now, so I don't think he is. Let me pull it up here, actually.
He's practicing in Boston facility. Like, he definitely wants to come back, but I don't know if it's...
Again, it's rare to see... I know he's 34. Like, that's not too old. It's rare to see someone who had, like, a 9.14 last year just not play. Right?
Well, he's also been dealing with injuries, and he's also been dealing... I feel like the last 18 months or however long this has been going on for, I've really been a pain in the ass for him because, like, he got shit for leaving the bubble later. Remember that?
Which, I mean, okay, he was getting cooked, but, like, it also, which is fair. But, yeah, I don't think he...
So you just say your D pair, you have... Who's your defense for Finland again?
Lindell, Ristolainen.
Is that... So that's your redemption arc for Ristolainen?
Yeah, he's got to do... It's either I put him there. I'm not going to put Vatanen in first pairing just because of his offensive cap. He's been really good in the Swiss League this year, so that's why I put him in there. And then I have Heiskanen, Vatanen, and then Välimäki and Nutivaara. And so Nutivaara is a lefty, plays the right. So I just put him as the third pairing. And I think he's just came back from injury. He's kind of on a stacked defensive, or not a stacked, just a lot of depth guys in Florida there. So he doesn't really get much playing time, but I think he's really good.
And your extras?
I have Jokiharju, Hanola. Then I have Jani Hakanpää as like my third, I guess, but I don't know. And then for the extras, for the forwards, I have Anton Lundell and Jani Kuokkanen. And then I have Leo Komarov in case, just cause you gotta have Uncle Leo in there. On my third goalies, if Tuukka doesn't play, I have Korpisalo up next, and then the third would be Lankinen.
Okay.
And then I guess if I have question mark possibly out of some reason Koskinen, just because I guess he has a good record this year. It's been pretty average the past few games.
If Ken Holland was the GM of Finland, he'd put Mikko Koskinen as his starting goalie.
You see Saros who?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any? Oh, we can do the objections after, I guess. You go ahead.
I don't really have. I mean, I would love to see you. I'd love to see Tolvanen try and get in there somehow.
Tolvanen, I put Komarov there just because I know how Finland works. I always want to get like a guy from because I remember in the last Olympics they got a lot of guys. I remember Altonen. There's a few guys they had from the KHL in the Finnish league. So yeah, I mean you can go ahead now.
I was gonna say my is the same. I wouldn't change. Yeah, line A should be on the first line. There's an argument for Teravainen. Like if you put Teravainen and Aho on the first line with Rantanen.
That could also be good. I just feel like Barkov, just the two-way.
Well, and the other thing, too, I don't know how we're doing it because I think Barkov just got injured, too. So, like, if we're assuming everybody's healthy, Barkov should be the top center.
Yeah, I took that into account. And Barkov, I don't think it's that long-term. Yeah, it says won't need surgery. I think he's just week to week, yeah. So he should be back by then.
And, I mean, I like Kotkaniemi. I like Kotkaniemi. I just don't know how you can put him up ahead of any one of those other centers.
Yeah, I know, right? It's the fact. I actually had a hard time not putting Lundell ahead of him. I actually wanted to put Lundell there. I think it's just the fact that Kotkaniemi has been in the league for longer, where this is just Lundell's essentially his rookie season.
I wonder if they would do like if they would put maybe Lundell over like Donskoy.
You think as a left winger
to get like some youth in there?
That could be a case.
But it might be a case. You know how it is with Canada, where it's just like younger guys are gonna have to wait. So like Lundell's gonna be like the extra in case someone gets injured or something.
Because Finland, I think I'm thinking about last time, 2014. I'm just thinking they had a bunch of guys. They had a bunch of like middle-aged guys from Finland and like in Europe, like playing in there. But there wasn't anyone who was like exclusively like really young. They wouldn't have like Puljujärvi playing in that tournament, even though I think he was only like 15. But imagine like he's 17 or 18. Yeah. He wouldn't be playing in that tournament. So I don't think Finland's known for. I don't think really any team I can't really think of a team that's known for playing just young guys over older guys. Because remember they had Slani in that tournament. He scored in the bronze medal game too.
I think I would probably put Heiskanen and Lundell on the same pair.
Yeah, no, that's fair. The reason I didn't is just because if I have Lundell and Heiskanen, the next line is probably Välimäki, Ristolainen, and then it's Nudavara. You know, it's just not that. I'm just trying to like even it out. Just have I would probably have.
So you have Lundell with Ristolainen to make up for Ristolainen.
Lundell isn't that bad. Okay, Lundell's actually.
No, I think he's good. Yeah. Like I think like him and Heiskanen are like both good players. I just love the story arc of fucking Rasmus Ristolainen that you created here of like. You know,
he's not
redemption story for Ristolainen.
To be honest, he's not as bad as I know.
As we all have been saying.
But he's not good. This is what I'm trying to say. He's not that like he's a top 4D guy, but you want to as your like I don't know.
I don't have any other complaints. That's about the same as what I have.
Yeah.
Sweden. We're going to go to Sweden next. Okay. Do you want me to go first with this one?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
All right. My first line, I think, has to be, Petey, Zibanejad, Nylander.
Yeah.
Second line, I'm going to go with Landeskog, Backstrom, and then Philip Forsberg.
That's good.
My third line, I'm going to put Lucas Raymond, Joel Eriksson-Ek, Elias Lindholm.
Pretty similar so far. We have the same 9 players.
Fourth line, Victor Olofsson, William Carlson. And
that spot's a bit iffy, right?
You know, I'll throw.
Are you gonna do it?
I'll throw Hornquist in there.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna do it. I thought you were gonna give me Hoglander.
No. You know what? Actually, no. Here's the thing. I actually don't mind because I do love Hoglander.
Oh, he's like the only good guy to watch right now, really, for being honest.
But I mean, the problem is that I think Arvidsson is better than Hoglander. I don't know if Hornquist is totally better. Hey, listen, if you like on a quick tournament like this where you just need young guys to like go hard for like 2 weeks, Hoglander is probably a better option than Hornquist. It's just a matter of like. Do you want a better shooter in Arvidsson, or do you just want the Energizer Bunny that is Niels Hoglander for 2 weeks? And personally, I probably now that you mention, I probably want Hoglander.
I actually have someone completely different.
All right. D defense. I'm going to put Hedman and Ekholm on the first pair. I'll put Dahlin and Carlson on the second pair. Ooh. And then Jonas Brodin and Klingberg on my third D pair.
I actually have quite a different one, but I understand your thought process. I'm just thinking what Sweden would do here.
Probably. And then my goalie is Markstrom Leonard.
Yeah, you have a third. It's probably all Mark.
Yeah, it's got to be all Mark.
Yeah. Top 9, we have the same thing. It's just I've loaded out a bit different. Landeskog I put on the first line instead of Pettersson just because of Pettersson's play right now. I assume if he gets back to normal, he's probably going to be on the first line. I don't see a way someone as good as Pettersson can't be a first liner. I was going to
say, your boy Mika Zibanejad is going to have to carry one of those guys anyway.
He's been so good, too. Like, I think, I don't know about I actually have Lucas Raymond on the second line. That's what I was like, I don't know about that one.
That's a little bit of a I feel like you have to give Petey and Landeskog the first two.
So, no, I have Landeskog, Zibanejad, Willie, and then I have Pettersson, Backstrom, Raymond, and then I have Forsberg, Eriksson, Ek, Lindholm.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so fourth line, I have Carlson and Olofsson, but then I have Jesper Bratt as the other guy.
Here's my problem with Jesper Bratt. It's like, I think he's good.
I don't know. I've watched a bit of Devils this season. I won't lie. With like Devils Rangers games. And he's looked pretty in the game, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
But the thing is, him and Johnson, they're both same team, both left wingers who play for the Devils, and they have the exact same amount of points this season. They play almost the exact same. So I was picking between those two. I had like Hoglander, Hornquist, and Arvidsson as like the other guys, and then I think I put Raquel in there, but he's injured right now. So I didn't really think about him too much.
You don't need to give Scott that.
Oh yeah, I already gave him enough later on. So yeah, I think we are. But yeah, I think I have Bratt there just because of the form factor. But I think Andreas Johnson.
I feel like Bratt's also like a Swedish national guy who like they really like, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think him and Johnson are like that. I feel like Hoglander he should be an extra just for his play.
Yeah, right and also never forget when I said that Joey Anderson was good when the Leafs. I like Joey Anderson. Like he's gonna be the
pulling up his stats.
He's gonna be like similar to Travis Boyd, Jimmy Vesey. Which even that it looks like a bit of a stretch right now for
5 points. Where is his?
Yeah, 5 points in 10 games. That's
5 points
for the Marlies.
Looked at his possession metrics, not the That's his. I guess that's his NHL. So I mean, his NHL is not too good. We don't look at those.
Anyways, any other changes, differences?
On D, I have Hedman, Klingberg, Ekholm, Ekman Larson, and then Dahlin and Adam Larson. Actually, but then I have Carlson and Brodin as my extras. I assume they'll switch it out a bit just because I don't know what they're going with. If they're going with an offensive push, I even have Rasmus Andersson in there just because.
I actually really like Rasmus Andersson.
Well, he's their power play quarterback now, essentially, right? With Giordano gone, he's
pretty much. Huh?
Yeah, he's the guy.
Him and Oliver Shillington.
He's also been good. I picked him up in fantasy too.
I've been meaning to have you on because like you will leave like. Probably you and Scott, but like I want to just give like Oliver Shillington and Rasmus Anderson and Valimaki too. Like some of those guys like have been. That's part of why Calgary's been doing so well. Is because those guys have been performing well.
Zadorov's been okay. Just what you get.
He's Nikita Zadorov.
Yeah, you're gonna get what you're gonna get out of him.
Erica Branson's Erica Branson.
Yeah, I think the best. We saw the Milan Lucic goal assisted by those two, which is that's peak human fucking everything right there.
I don't even know how to describe it. Like,
yeah. That's everything. That's the most Flames goal you can ever score, if you're being honest, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
But yeah, I have Dahlin Larson. Just Larson makes up for Dahlin, like his defensive capabilities and Ekholm. He has had a rough start this year. From what I've seen.
Well, part of it's like, what is Nashville?
Yeah.
What are the Preds?
Where like Yossi, I don't think Yossi was bad last year. But like he took a step back. He didn't look too good on the defensive side. But this year he's just back to what he normally is.
The other question too is like, is Erik Carlson good?
Yeah, that's why I have him as right now I have him as an extra. I don't see.
See, I feel like he's going to get to the top 6 because he's Erik Karlsson. They're gonna get based on reputation, he's gonna get a top 6 spot because I just don't see how Sweden would have him come but not be.
Yeah, he's gonna be on the team, but I don't know if he plays, which is what I'm.
I also think that's how do I put this? Analytical brain being like Karlsson, like good enough to make like a top 8, but not a top 6. It's just like
I don't think he was. Yeah, okay. So is Hedman, Zibanejad,
and Landeskog
that made the team? Okay, yeah. Because I was thinking. He's one of those guys.
Carlson's just American Seth Jones. That's what he's just Swedish Seth Jones.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
By the way, the Predators, if the playoffs ended today, one of my favorite games of if the playoffs ended today, like 6 months before the actual playoffs ended, Nashville would be the second wild card team.
Really? Ooh, I mean that's surprising considering. I mean Duchesne's been kind of hot this year. I don't know about Tomasino too much. He looked pretty good from what I've seen when they were playing the Canucks, but he seems okay. There's a lot of guys. I mean, Yossi's turned it back to what he normally is as well, which helps.
Should we do Russia? Can we say Russia?
I literally have OAR on here. I don't even have. I have.
But they're not OAR either. They were ROC, weren't they at the last Olympics?
Olympic Athletes of Russia. That's what they are. OAR.
No, but at the last, not at the last, like in Tokyo at the 2020 Olympics, weren't they ROC?
Olympics. What is ROC? Russian Olympic Committee. So I guess if I have OAR, ROC. I don't know what it is.
Let's just call them Russia. Like Russia. Let's just call them what they are. They're Russians. They're a bunch of Russians who are coming to play at the Olympics.
See what it is.
Because we.
Yeah, so it is going by ROC. Yeah,
because no one is confident. Like no one has the balls to stand up to Putin and just outright ban Russians.
No one has the balls to stand up to Zadorov. All right, I'll go for this one.
You go.
I'm okay. Ovechkin, Gino Kucherov.
Yes.
Gino and Kucherov are projected to be back for the Olympics, so I'm gonna leave them there. I think that's probably the given. I have Breadman, Shipyachov, and Tarasenko, and then third line I have Kaprizov, Barbashev, and Andrei Svechnikov, and then fourth line I have Buchnevich, Mesnikov, and Dadonov. D pairing, I have Sergachev and Zub, Provorov, Zaitsev, and Orlov and Gavrikov. And then as goalies, I have Vasilevsky, Bobrovsky, and Shesterkin. And then the extras is Mikheyev, Evgeny Svechnikov, and then Podkolzin if they need it. And then I have Nestorov and Zadorov as the Ds. And then I'm not going to say the third extra I have for defense.
Say it, please.
It's Slava Voinov, just because it's Russia. They put him on the team.
Well, over there he's done his time.
Yeah, it's. I think I have a few like once you get deeper in. I think I don't know. What do you have there?
So right now I'm looking at Obi Malkin Kucherov.
Yeah,
that's an obvious. Is that the best line for the Olympics?
No,
I feel like McDavid,
McKinnon, Huberdeau probably because they're not going to split up Marchand.
I was going to say spoiler alert. I have McDavid, McKinnon, Barzal.
Ooh, I don't even know if Barzal's on my top 12 there. He's got to be in there. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But he's probably in there. I see why you do that, but I don't know. I'll talk about it later.
But no, so there's an argument for Ovi, Malkin, Cooch to be the top line.
Yeah. Second line, the center core is what's killing them, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
But again, Barbashev's pretty decent this year, and Shipyachev's elite in the KHL.
And Mestikov got 2 goals the other night, so he's not to say that he's been disappointing in Detroit, but he got 2 goals.
He's looked better this year than he has before.
No, he has. I
mean, it's kind of hard from he was arguably one of the worst players in the league the past few years. So,
second line right wing, I feel like.
You want Svechnikov there?
I probably would take Svet. The problem is that I actually really like the Blues. I really like how St. Louis is playing this year. And
I also do think Svechnikov probably will be there. I just have him there.
Well, and I know you like Tarasenko too.
Yeah, I like Tarasenko too. I have his jersey, but I think Svechnikov helps out that third line more than because I think Panarin and Shipichov, who should be in the NHL, if I'm being honest. Like, I know he scored a goal in Vegas, and then they're like, okay, we're sending you down, and then pissed him off, and I don't think he's ever going to come back, which sucks because he looked pretty decent.
That's the what's his name with the Rangers now? That's the
Kravtsov.
Yeah, that's the Vitaly Kravtsov.
Yeah. Which now they kind of need him, and they're like, because Sammy Blais out for the year. So I don't know who's filling that first line spot.
I would also look at putting Radulov in the top 12.
I don't put Radulov just because of his play this season, and
I will say he did not look great when we saw him.
He had.
But I don't think Dallas is that good either.
Yeah, that's why it's not been good so far for them at all. Yeah, 7 points, 15 games, -7. That's his worst plus-minus in his career by far, actually, which is saying something.
Yeah. So I mean. I look at it. I think kind of the Russian way of like based on reputation.
He'll come in.
Yeah, he'll get in.
Is Datsuk still playing? Because he'll probably get in. Too.
Oh God, I hope so. Do you know what I would?
He is a free agent right now, so I don't. He's not fully retired. He played last year. It's funny because he had 35 points in 50 games last year.
Still killing it in the K. Like he's still just kicking ass.
No, when he left the NHL, he was still probably better than 99% of the guys in the league, which is wild, right?
He's just like, no offense, I just don't want to be a part of this, so I'll just go back to Russia. Like with Detroit, it's just like, I don't want to rebuild.
Yeah, he's still good. That's what, his name's Magic Man for a reason, dude.
I would love to see Datsuk get in.
Yeah, besides, I don't know, defensively?
Defensively,
So yeah, I put Nesterov's in the K, so I put him in there. He played for Calgary last year.
I actually don't mind Nesterov, like, I don't mind him.
Yeah. Zadorov's gonna be there just cause, and then Voinov's the one where I don't know how he's doing this so far, but I just feel like that's also a guy who'll probably be on the team.
Can we just say like Zadorov's bad?
I don't know if that's really a.
Or is this just me being like? This is me just being like.
He's making 3.8 million. He's had 3 straight 1-year deals, and he's making 3. But the thing is, he's making 3.8 on a 1-year deal this year.
This also might be. I talked about it. I think it was Scott about like the Canadian media bias against some Americans. This might be my like somewhat anti-Canadian bias, which is like, okay, the Oilers are good, but they're not winning the cup. Like, let's be honest. Yeah. These are the Oilers we're talking about here. Where it's like Nikita Zadorov. Not good.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be trading assets to get Nikita Zadorov.
I don't know. He's a free agent signing.
No, he got traded.
He did?
Yeah, they gave up like a 3rd rounder for Zadorov.
No way. Is that true? Was that for his rights? I'm assuming. For some reason, what? Let me pull that up. I guess for a 3rd.
Yeah.
And then. I guess, yeah, and then I forget he is an RFA.
Sorry, this is just me. Listen, your roster's fine. I just wanted to shit on Nikita Zadorov.
That's fair, and he's had a few dirty hits, throughout his career. He had one.
Yeah, but I also like Radko Gudas, so that's not why I'm saying that he's, a bad player. I just think that he's overrated. Provorov, Sergachev.
I put Zub on the first playing just because I think he's better than
Zub's actually, like, low-key, like, one of the best sends this season.
He's probably the best he's better than Zaitsev. I don't think there's a question.
Speaking of a guy who I really don't, Nikita Zaitsev.
I liked him, and he's not doing me any favors, man.
that was like one of, like, that's like a Lou Islander contract that he gave to Zaitsev in Toronto, and it's like, listen, man, we understand you got a lot more money to spend here. You just can't be spending it on Nikita Zaitsev.
Zaitsev, what is this? 7 by 4.5. Oh, that's rough. It's rough. He's not looking too good again this season, which is rough.
I feel like Romanov has to, I would think, get a chance.
Again, he's someone I like too, but he's not had a good season so far. Again, the team has it, but he hasn't done any favors. He's looked awful and clueless at points.
I don't know. Dadonov, just going back to another forward, like.
He's looked better this season. I watched the Canucks game and he cooked us, so I don't know. That's what my main reason was.
I like him. I just think it's a crowded, especially at the wings, it's like really crowded for Russia, right? Like, I just don't know how.
You think Radulov squeaks in there?
I think Radulov gets in over Dadonov.
Sorry?
I think Radulov gets in over Dadonov. Goalies, like, Vasilevsky's obviously going to be number 1.
Yeah, Bobrovsky's I think is also obviously number 2 the way he's been playing this season.
I
think he's the highest goal saved above expected.
So we think Bobrovsky's going to be number 2, and then an Islanders goalie is going to be the 3rd goalie.
I have Shesterkin as third.
Not a New York goalie.
Yeah.
I'm so bad. I'm still getting Shesterkin and Sorokin mixed up.
Georgiev's been the worst out of them by far, and I don't think.
Yeah,
it's really
but even
close.
like when you listen to like Rangers fans, even Rangers fans will tell you like, yeah, Georgiev not good.
Yeah, he's been awful. Like anytime, it's like a given. Just bet over when he's playing, and it's hit every time this season. I think. But yeah, I have Shesterkin there, and if as a third because they do have 3 goalies, but I think Sorokin probably this year.
If Bobrovsky is still playing like he is now, when did they announce the roster? End of January, you would think.
I think it's January. I don't know exactly.
If he's still playing this good 6 weeks from now, he'll get a spot.
Yeah, he'll make it for sure.
Team USA.
Yeah. You go. It's your country, man.
All right, USA. So here's how I would do Team USA. Okay.
I think we'll have different teams here.
Yeah, I think we will. Listen, I don't know if you're gonna like my team, but you're definitely gonna see where I'm coming from here. So first line, we start with.
I think this one's.
What, Matthew Tkachuk? We start with Matthew Tkachuk.
Okay, maybe not.
We start with Matthew Tkachuk, Matthews, Kaner. Okay.
Okay.
Second line, my boy Kyle Connor, who I'm rooting for this year. He's got to get 50 goals this year, so I can get $10 from Scott.
I think he can.
he's getting close.
Yeah.
Kyle Connor, Dylan Larkin, Johnny Gaudreau. Third line, DeBrincat, JT Miller, Jake Gensel. Fourth line, Max Pacioretty, Jack Hughes, Brady Tkachuk.
Max Pacioretty, Jack Hughes, Brady Tkachuk. Okay. Okay.
Defense, Slavin, McAvoy.
Yeah.
Hughes, Fox.
Yeah.
Werenski, Carlson.
Yeah. Okay.
Goalies, Hellebuck, Gibson, Demko.
Okay. Okay.
Seth Jones, although he's already announced to the team, he's
that's what I was confused about. Like, well, what?
He's a spare. He's a spare.
Okay. Right now.
Listen. I just want to say, Seth Jones. He's not at my Nikita Zaitsev and Nikita Zadorov levels of like, why would you get this guy? But he's like value-wise, he's getting pretty close. Like trading a bunch of assets and giving him a 9.5 for the next 8 years.
That's like Zaitsev, but like big time.
Yeah, that's like a rich man Zaitsev is what that is.
Okay, well.
I ruined the exercise for you.
Okay, I have Connor Matthews, Kane. I have
Kachuk,
Eichel, DeBrincat.
See, I don't know about Eichel. Like that's my thing with Eichel. It's like
I forgot Eichel. So yeah, if Eichel's not in, I think I have Pavelski moving in the center spot on the fourth line.
Sure.
I don't. You know what? I just think Jake Gensel's going to be that guy who doesn't get on the team, and that's why I don't have him on here.
No.
I think he's going to know. I think they're not going to put him on the team. I think he needs to be on the team, but I'm just doing it the way America would. They're not going to put him on the team.
No,
they're going to Phil Kessel him. They're going to Phil Kessel him.
Oh, God.
They're going to Phil Kessel him. They're going to do it. So that's why I don't have him on my team. I have him on.
The reason I don't.
I have Vinny Trocheck on here, but not. I don't have him on my like extras. I have him as like a maybe possibility, but I don't even have Gensel there just because
I don't have Kessel on here,
obviously.
But I would love it if Kessel was on the team. But I was going to say, USA Hockey is such a circle jerk that they're gonna find like Bill Guerin, now GM, former Penguin assistant. He's gonna find a way to put Gensel on that team.
Or it's like he hates them now, so he's like, oh fuck, don't put Gensel on there. That guy's a bum. Third line, Johnny Hockey, Larkin, and Troy Terry.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's. Larkin's been so good this season, man. It's been fun to watch him. This is probably his best season from what I've seen so far.
Well, one of the things I think it was Jay Fresh who was talking about this was like at least now he's finishing. Like he's still now he's still pretty well the same guy from last season. It's just now he's actually finishing and getting goals.
I guess that's what it was. Just the goals he scored have been amazing, and then like his effort and just like him actually being a captain. Like he looks like a captain now.
And never forget last season when Larkin and Werenski fought in like Game 4 of the season.
Which one's the worst team? In the fight. I have a Tkachuk, Miller. I gotta take Besser off. I have Besser there. I'm not putting Besser there. I'm sorry. I might put. I think I'm gonna put Chris Kreider.
Can I just say I would put I think I know Seth Jones has to be on the team.
Yeah.
But, like, I would probably put all of these forwards that you're mentioning over Seth Jones.
That's defense. Like, with Werenski, too? Like, you have Werenski, Besser.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Werenski, Phil Kessel. Yeah,
Okay.
Sure. That's fair.
I have Kachuk, Miller, and Besser there, but I would probably replace Besser with Kreider because that's what they'll do. That's why I'm gonna. So my extras are Pacioretty just because he's injured right now. I don't know if he'll make the team.
Yeah.
So I don't put. If Pacioretty's not there, I have Pavelski. And if Eichel's not there, Pavelski will be in the lineup, and then I'll have Jack Hughes, and then Gensel. Like, just because that's how they're gonna do it. That's how.
Should I just FYI? I don't know if they've announced the coach yet, but John Tortorella is not coaching this Olympic team.
I know, but that's just America. Like, I remember even in 2010 they had Jamie Langenbrunner on the team.
Yeah, well, you know who was the coach then?
Who?
Ron Wilson.
Oh, no, damn. But it's probably American thing.
But that's what I love. Is I want to mention Ron Wilson.
I'm assuming Stan Bowman's not the GM of.
No, so he's been. So now it's Bill Guerin.
Oh, it is him.
Yes.
Okay.
But the funny thing I want to mention about.
So Ryan Suter makes the team. Actually, no, I don't think he'll make the team because he had to buy him out. So it's probably a bad relationship there.
Probably.
Yeah.
But with Ron Wilson, it was great because, like, obviously Ron Wilson, not a great coach by any means with the Maple Leafs, but they were hyping him up of like, yeah, he's a good tournaments coach. Like, he's a good coach for 2 weeks.
Good tournaments.
Good tournaments coach. That was the hype on Ron Wilson. It's like he's a guy that the players want to listen to for 2 weeks, and it's just like, what the fuck are we doing here?
It worked. I guess it did work technically.
They just lost to Roberto Luongo in a gold medal game, who wasn't even that good in that game.
Don't stop talking about him.
Goalies, do you have Demko starting over Hellebuyck?
Let me get to the deep here. I have your top four, then I have Werenski Jones instead of Werenski. What, Carlson?
Yeah, Carlson.
I have Carlson as the seventh, and then I have Jacob Trouba and McDonough next, and then I have shout outs to Brett Pesce because there's probably Brett Pesce and then Nate Schmidt. that's a long shot as well.
Okay, yeah.
Again, this is just injuries.
FanDuel should have some sort of like long shot betting that you can like. Oh, I think Nate Schmidt will get onto the Olympics and put 5 cents on it.
Oh, God. And then
can we? This is also a great exercise for us to find the greatest great offensive defensive liability D pairs.
That's why that's why the Swedish team I didn't have Dahlin, Ekman Larsson because that would be it. That would be it. Like
I would pay money to see that.
We've seen Hughes, Ekman Larsson this year, and it's actually been for offensively, like it's turned it up. But it's usually at the end of the game when we're already desperate, so like you won't really see their defensive lapses much.
But it's also like Hughes Myers, and Myers is just a liability in general.
Again, Hughes has been like besides the penalties, he's taking a lot of penalties this season. Yes. He's got to be a lock on this team. He's so dynamic with the puck, it's ridiculous. He's like honestly, he's probably as good or if not better with Fox with like the breakout passes. He's like I think he's probably top 3 in the league defensive wise to do that.
Goalies.
I have Hellebuyck, I have Gibson, I have Jack Campbell.
Ooh.
He's been so good this season.
He has been really good.
And you know what? It's not even I don't even think it's like it's a bubble thing or not bubble thing, like a pandemic season thing like that. He's just been good again this season. And no fair play to Demko. He's gonna be the 4th one. Demko can't make the team over Jack Campbell's play right now, and John Gibson and Hellebuyck are just locks to me.
So can I tell you my extras?
What?
So my extras.
Shit. What is good?
So Seth Jones.
Okay, yeah.
Pavelski.
Yeah, that's why.
Petrie is a bit of a long shot for me.
Petrie was. You know what? I didn't put Petrie just because of the Habs season.
I know.
He's probably. I think
Petrie over Schmidt at least.
Yeah, but not over Pesce. I think just the way I just don't think over.
Okay.
I don't think just because Slave and Pesce might be a thing they think look at,
and because I have to shout this guy out is TJ Oshie.
Yeah, he's another guy who I like. I just don't think they might put him on just because
he should. Well, no, he should be there.
He's gonna be there probably.
But he should be there. They were talking about this on Dangle's podcast. They should have him as like the like smiling dog, like the team dog. Like that's what you have Campbell for. That's what you have Oshie for. Is like just the upbeat guys who are just like, hey, isn't this cool? We're at the Olympics. Like this is great. We're representing our country. Like that sort of thing.
Why don't you have Troy Terry?
Because I think these guys are better. I think all of these guys. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if the Canucks, not the Canucks. I mean, sure the Canucks.
I mean, Troy Terry's.
But I don't know. I don't know if the Tkachuk's style of play will really work in the Olympics. But I just like how the Tkachuks play, and I would rather ride or die with those guys over 2 weeks. And I mean, like the top 9, I don't think Terry's getting in the top 9 because, like, Tkachuk, Matthews, Kane, Connor, Larkin, Goudreau, DeBrincat, Miller, Gensel. Who's he getting over? Terry's going to be like that young guy who they carry over as a spare who just gets the experience of like traveling. I mean, he was there for 2018. He was in Pyeongchang in 2018.
Yeah, that's why I think he should be on there. And he beat Canada in a final, like in the World Junior. So he knows what to do, dude.
He knows how to beat Canada?
He knows how to beat fucking Canada, for sure. Yeah, I didn't like that. I hated him after that. And then Ryan Kessler shouted him out. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's a Ducks guy. I'm like, fuck
Didn't Ryan Kessler hate Canada or have like negative Canada comments
he
at
probably,
2010?
Probably. He's a fucking asshole.
Even though he was like playing in Vancouver and he was from Vancouver at the time. Canada.
I'll just try to do it.
You run through it.
I'll run through it. Oh, okay. I have Huberdeau, McJesus, McKinnon. And then I have Marchand, Crosby, Bergeron. Just because you don't split that up, in my opinion. You don't split up Marchand, Crosby, Bergeron after what they did in the World Cup.
You really can't.
Yeah. That was a great tournament for them. Stamkos, Point, Stone is what I have there.
Okay.
Stamkos can really play anywhere, so that's why I was like,
and the thing with Stamkos is like, you know, people have been talking about how like he has to get that opportunity because he hasn't been on an Olympic team. Like he has to.
I mean, I think he technically won in 2014, but he didn't. He didn't win.
He
didn't win. He was just there.
He was injured.
Yeah. So Scheifele, Ryan O'Reilly, Mitch Marner.
Okay.
And then
you and I kind of have like same teams, but a little different for forwards.
Yeah,
who's your D? I want to know who's on your defense.
Theodore Pietrangelo. They don't play together, I don't think. So, but I just have them there just because that's probably what it'll be. Just I have Darnell Nurse and Cale Makar, and then I have Morgan Riley and Dougie Hamilton, and then goalies I have Price, Hart, and Binnington.
Okay.
Okay, and then my extras are Tavares, Barzal, and Hyman. And then I have...
You're really sucking the Oilers.
No, because it's going to be the Kunitz thing. It's going to be the Kunitz thing again.
Oh, God, no.
It's going to be the Kunitz thing. That's why I have him there. You're lucky I didn't put it Hyman where Huberdeau is, and then I take Mitch Marner or O'Reilly out of the lineup and put Stamkos on the fourth line. I have Ekblad and Thomas Chabot as my defensive.
I like that. So my lines, I got McKinnon, McDavid, Barzal.
Yeah.
Marchand, Crosby, Bergeron. Scheifele, Point, Marner.
Yeah.
Couturier, O'Reilly, Stone.
Oh, you're going all in on that one. You're just having a pure shutdown line there.
Pure shutdown line.
That's
you're not fucking with that line. Like that was my mentality there. Like,
and then it's like Nurse Morgan Riley on the back end, so it just makes up for it.
No, my D pairs are Theodore Pietrangelo.
Yeah.
I have Devontae's and Cale Makar.
No, you know what? That's what I think if they do that, they're gonna do the Hyman thing. You know they're not gonna just let it.
Here's the thing. If they do that, then they're gonna make if the Islanders get better, like if the Islanders play well over the next 6 weeks, they're gonna do the Pulik-Pelech.
Oh yeah.
Then they're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna go hard analytics of like they're gonna overcompensate.
You think it is Luongo, right, or whoever the GM of Canada Olympics?
It's Luongo.
Is Luongo Olympics guy, or it's Doug Armstrong?
Is that the Blues guy?
I think. Ooh. Let me see.
Yeah, he's the Blues guy, and then Bill Armstrong is the Coyotes guy.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, and then I mean, I have Taves Makar, and then Chabot Hamilton. I don't have Morgan Riley. Morgan Riley's an extra for me. And then goalies for me are Price, Binnington, Marc-Andre Fleury. I am willing.
What?
I am willing.
Not even I'm willing.
I am willing to give Fleury a pass because of everything that's gone on with the Blackhawks.
Nah.
I am willing to be the third goalie. I am willing to give Fleury a pass to be the third goalie behind Price and Binnington. Okay, but let's be honest here. If there is a guy who is not going to get onto the team, it's Carey Price.
Yeah.
But that's not because of his play. It's because of the fact that he's got stuff going on outside of hockey. In that case, then you bring Carter Hart. But if Price is ready to go and he wants to go and he wants to do this, he's your starter. He's your guy. He's your go-to guy. I am willing. Just this is Fleury's last kick at the can here, right? And everything that's gone on with Chicago, I'm willing to give Marc-Andre Fleury one pass. This is your one hall pass. You're never gonna get another hall pass ever again, because I'm willing to look past everything that's gone on with Chicago just for you to get this last opportunity.
No, in my opinion, there's no way Carter Hart doesn't make the team. I'm sorry. It's Binnington, Hart, Price for me. And if Price doesn't make it, then Fleury makes it.
Extras for me include Stamkos, Huberdeau, Pelech, and Pulak.
Okay. I should have Pelech on there probably over Nurse. I just think Nurse will make the team.
Nurse is definitely going to make the team because he's a Canadian.
He's Canadian.
He's Canadian. He plays for the Oilers, and he's still living off the highs of last season when
he's out for a few weeks now. Just announced it this morning, actually. So we'll see.
But he's still living off the high of last season of like, hey, remember how good this Darnell Nurse guy was for the Oilers? It's like, yeah, but they still got swept. It's like, yeah, but the Nurse was good.
He's looked pretty decent this season.
That's my other conversation I want to have later at some point, because everybody's talking about reffing now.
Yeah.
And I just want to I don't like to be the guy who's always zagging when everybody zags, but it's like maybe the reason the Oilers aren't getting further into playoffs is because they suck.
So Longo's assistant GM, by the way.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, the Oilers, Keith Ceci doesn't help.
Keith's washed. The dude's legs are gone.
Yeah, watching Keith Ceci play sometimes, it is brutal. I do see
what do you like more? Keith Ceci or Jones and who's in Chicago? Who's
DeHaan?
Yes, the Calvin DeHaan.
Keith Ceci, bro. Or no, it's got to be DeHaan Jones, just because Jones is like such a lethal power play guy. There's no way I can't have him there. Like where Keith and Ceci are kind of there. I just don't see. Realistically, in my mind, I want Shabbat over Nurse, or I want Shabbat or Pelech over Nurse. I don't think that'll happen, though. I also give a special shout-out to Doughty, Mackenzie Weegar, and Bowen Byram.
I considered Byram. I considered Weegar. Doughty I didn't because... I mean, here's the thing. Doughty has had a resurgence since the pandemic started.
It wasn't much. It wasn't much.
No, it was a little bit.
Yeah.
He's not anywhere close to where he was, but, it's a little bit. And, obviously he's got a chip on his shoulder. Like, yeah, I'm making Team Canada. It's like, hey, buddy, listen, you probably aren't. But,
So, yeah, I think I said Tavares, Barzal, Hyman, and then I have Mangiapane, Patherson, and then Tom Wilson, just because they were talking about him being on the short
you
list.
don't have to do that. You really...
Those are my extras, like shout-outs. But they're going to do it. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. But yeah, Mangiapane definitely get a look for sure. Batherson should. I know. Yeah, I think he has COVID right now, so it's kind of.
What about Nick Suzuki?
No, not right now. It's the center core.
What about Tyler Bertuzzi?
No, I was gonna talk about that. Where right now he looks good, but he obviously can't play there, so I don't know.
Tyler Bertuzzi, here's a guy who's going to say something stupid if he goes over to Japan or over to China unvaccinated. Here's a guy who's going to say some dumb shit for the media. Do you have any other Olympic roster notes or hot takes you want to share?
I guess my hot take would be that they actually put in Kemper over Fleury.
No. Somebody tried to tell me, I can't remember if I saw this I saw it somewhere where somebody was saying about how Darcy Kemper when healthy, can be a top 5 goalie in this league. And I'm here to tell you that's not true.
I don't think he's top 5. Top 10, I can give you that, though. He is.
Who does he even play for now?
Colorado.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because remember they gave up a fucking much shit.
They let Grubauer walk, and
which is looking good now. But
yeah, who could have thought that? Grubauer walk, and then they trade. Connor Timmins is out for the year now.
Yeah,
too.
which is also rough for them. But I mean, there wasn't much going on there. Ekblad's got to make. Dude, I don't know. The one thing I have with you is the fact that you don't even have Huberdeau playing. There's no.
I just really wanted that shutdown pair, and I think. I mean. Remember last season as well at one point?
I mean, I guess they didn't play Subban the year he won his Norris Trophy in the thing.
But that's also Mike Babcock being Mike Babcock. But also, do you remember last season when I think it was Marner who scored an empty netter and Scheifele kind of ran him?
I mean, he also ran Jake Evans.
Well, yes, there is that, but that's not the one I'm referring to.
That's the only one I could think of.
No, there was another one. I want to see if I can pull it up for you.
I feel like I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen it recently.
I don't know if it was actually Scheifele in particular, but...
Copp is another guy I saw.
That might have been Copp.
On the American team, I saw Copp as possibly on that list.
Copp's not going to be on that.
I know.
Do you remember this from last season?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
By the way, I should have mentioned this about an hour before, but sorry for all the YouTube video. There's no video podcast in Tourist Studio. I could have brought a camera, but I didn't. Was it Marner?
It was Marner and Scheifele.
Yeah, I can't figure out.
Is that awkward now because I have him on the same line projected?
No, I have them on the same line, so that's what we're wanting. That's what we're looking for, is that Scheifele and Marner make amends, and Braden Point, for me, is the guy who's going to solve it.
Yeah. It's just a weird... it's just been a long time since, like, the Olympics, like the NHL have been in the Olympics. It's been 8 years, so, like, I don't know what their thought process... I don't know how Luongo thinks. I want to see how Luongo and Armstrong, like, see this team.
He's going to give his buddy Corey Schneider one chance to capture one more chance to capture American gold. Other NHL headlines. I think we should talk about some hockey quickly. We do have a mailbag, but
we can pull up the Canucks. Yes, we can do it. If you guys have any, I guess we can talk. I guess the next mailbag we can talk about any changes to the rosters. If you have any,
I think we'll talk about the fucking changes to the coaching staff.
I was talking about the Olympics, but like.
Yes. And you know, Scott's definitely going to want to be on this podcast.
Yeah, I put Troy Terry on it, man. So you better fucking like what I did, and I think he makes it just because of the. I pulled up the Canucks stats, and it's not looking good.
You don't say, really?
Yeah, I like this, the bar graph of the loss.
Hey, you know they haven't won a game since we saw them in person. So like, is this an SYP curse?
You want to go tonight?
No, I'm going to Langley. By the way, this is coming out on. You sending this to me afterwards?
Yeah, so Saturday.
So Saturday, this will come out. So basically, any references to Friday will not be relevant when this comes out. By the way, I do want to mention, Canucks stink. Kraken stink.
Yeah, put them up too here.
That's a team who's. I'm not surprised that they're. I mean, I'm a little bit surprised it's this bad.
It's Grubauer's fault.
Well, part of it, I think, is the fact that, like, so with the Kraken, I said at the beginning of the year, like, they're going to try and play, like, a certain style of play where they're going to outwork you. They're gonna be really tough to score on, like, defensively. And because Grubauer, we all thought was, like, a top 10 consensus goalie before the season started, you're just going to get goalied some nights against Seattle. They're gonna like, Winnipeg Jets you.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's probably going to lead to about a 500 points percentage.
Yeah.
And now they're like, what, 350 points percentage? They're not Arizona bad, but they are a bit unlucky as well.
Yeah, so 44 goals for 19 out of 32 this season, 59 goals against. That's 28th out of 32.
Yeah, you see, you're just giving up, like, that's just a lot of, like...
And, yeah, considering you also had possibly one of the best goalie duos in Decord, or not Decord, but Drieger and Grubauer, and they have a combined 8.55. It's not good.
Yeah, nobody thought the goal...
What's his goal save above expected? I think it's that goal save above average minus 11.3. I think that's worse than the league right there.
That's the worst in the league. I think him and Fleury are near the bottom.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, with Grubauer, nobody thought it was going to be this bad. Like, they thought he was going to be like a rock that they could lean on, and he was going to be posting about a 910 save percentage.
By the way, Jeremy Lauzon has the worst Corsi percentage on their team.
Okay, yes, we know you don't like Jeremy Lauzon.
Okay.
you made that very clear when we went to the Canucks Kraken preseason game. You were very, very real with your feelings on Jeremy Lauzon.
It didn't help that he played on Boston before.
The thing at least that the Kraken have going for them is that this is only year one and they're an expansion team, and nobody's chanting "sell the team" after 20 games.
We'll talk about it. Not even, by the way. We'll talk about the Canucks after. But yeah, the Kraken, and I think it's the fact that the Vegas situation doesn't help. Where like Vegas is that good that quick, so like your expectations are now essentially tripled.
Yeah,
which it shouldn't have never been, really, if we're being honest here. It should have never been like that, but that's how it's ended up being.
Part of me wanted them to do well because I like Seattle, obviously, and I think everything about the team that they did was so well. And I'm not saying that he should be fired, but the Hackstall hiring.
Oh, I never liked it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that was like the one curious thing that they did that I was like, okay.
You saw him choke a 3-1 lead in Toronto, and he's like, oh, let's hire this guy.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, they're probably going to miss the playoffs at this point.
Oh, yeah, no, and there's not a question. I think the Canucks have a higher chance of making them. So.
Yeah, and I don't know. I guess you're sellers. I don't know who you're really, trading at this point. You're not trading anybody now, but at the deadline, this is Giordano's last year of his contract.
And he's not going to re-sign there, considering, probably his thought process where, he's old, want to win a cup. And then I know he's the captain of the team, but he's not going to stay. Realistically, you don't stay.
So, I don't know if you trade Giordano at the trade deadline. I don't know if you can get rid of Grubauer if you're willing just to cut bait from that contract already.
Buy him out already, you think?
Not buy him out, but if there's a team that wants a goalie at the deadline.
I don't think
do you think Edmonton?
Edmonton, no, dude, they're gonna run with Koskinen. I don't think they really have the cap space for it. Maybe, and Kraken's not. No team's really gonna hold that cap.
But I love to see because one of the things you do when you're a new GM or a young GM is you go to the bad GMs and you go make your deals with them because 75% of the time you're gonna win those trades.
Stan Bowman.
Sure. And with Ken Holland, remember the last time we were here, Ken Holland gave up 2 second-round picks for Andreas Athanasiou. That dude will take on Grubauer's contract and find a way to fit it in and give up, I think, quite a bit for it. If he's trading for Duncan Keith, he'll definitely trade for Philip Grubauer. I'm not saying any of this is going to happen. I'm just saying if that's the route you want to take if you're Seattle, there's a world of possibility that you can do that.
How tall is Alexiak? 6'7", 255. Jesus.
Yeah, Penny Alexiak's brother is pretty tall.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really have much on the trading front here. Their only plus literally is Donskoy. Eberle has 13 points, 16 games.
I think you could probably trade Wenberg.
Wenberg, just because it's just the age. He's a younger guy. Wenberg's a good third line offensive guy. I don't know if you want him as your second line, especially on a cup contender. So I don't know.
Multiple people I know who cover the Kraken have said they're not big Vince Dunn's fans.
Really? That's weird. I don't know. He looks decent analytically. He looks like one of their better players.
He scored 2 goals when we saw him.
Yeah. It was a preseason game.
But Canucks, do you want to talk about the Canucks at all, or do you want to keep talking about the Kraken so we don't talk about the Canucks?
You have anything else on Seattle? I don't know about them. I don't know about them this season. I don't know how it's going to give Colin Blackwell a chance on the first line at this point.
Well, he hasn't been completely healthy.
Yeah.
They'll probably miss the playoffs. Probably get another top 5 pick. If you want to go down the sellers route at the deadline, go for it. You need draft capital.
You think what's his name, Miroshnichenko? What if he makes the team? You have to get his. I can't even type his name. Oh my God, Miroshnichenko. You think you got? What if he ends up on the Kraken and you got to get a jersey with his name on it?
I might.
Just a long name on.
What do you like? Shane Wright might be a guy that you actually
trade up for. Because the next year it's gonna be Bedard, and no one. That's the McDavid thing.
Yes.
Where no one's trading away that pick. Regardless.
No. But
Shane Wright's
I don't know.
Good.
I don't know if you're Buffalo, you're not gonna trade the right pick. But
who would I compare Shane Wright to? I think I would compare Shane Wright to Oh, Tavares. Shane Wright's like I think Tavares. That's the same situation.
Well, Tavares, I always thought of him as like the Paul George type for hockey, where it's like he's not.
Well, now Paul George kind of is. Again.
Well, yeah, he's kind of getting back to that, but Paul George at his peak was never like he was never a championship leader. He wasn't a LeBron or a Durant.
It also didn't help that case, just the fact that he got to that stage, going to the nearly to the championship at such a young age. Because if you give him a few more years, more experience, I think, he could win. He could have beat the Heat there. It could have beat the Heat that season. I guess we'd go on the Canucks now.
But yeah, Shane Wright, Tavares. That's probably a fair selection. They do play similarly.
Yeah, I guess John Tavares turned into more of a goal scorer now. Or Shane Wright, I think he's I don't know. I think from what I've seen his stats this season, he hasn't scored much, but his assists has been right on point with what he normally is.
Canucks not good. We talked about it before recording, but
Shane Wright's born in 2004, bro.
Yeah, no,
wow,
we're old. Benning Green, any chance they're fired before the end of the season?
No, the fact that they had Aquilini had a talk with them, and it's like, oh, it's not about their job status. It's about what's wrong with the team. Hey, Francesco, we can't score, and they can't. That's literally what it probably went down as, and then it's like, oh, wow, that makes sense.
You know what I was thinking about today? Well, not today. Well, kind of today, yesterday. Travis Green kind of reminds me of the Canucks version of Michael Saunders. Remember the outfielder for the Manners, Michael Saunders? Where never that great of a player, but he was so he was a Manners prospect who they developed through the system, and he worked up and became a starting outfielder for the Manners. Yeah. But he was never really that good. That's kind of like Travis Green, where it's he's he's more valuable to us than anybody else, so we can't really get rid of him. Benning, you could have got rid of him 2 years ago, but Travis Green, I understand the sentiment to keep Travis Green as head coach.
At this point, I don't. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, 43 goals for, 22nd out of 32 teams, and then 59 goals against, 28 out of 32, and that's with Thatcher Demko in it. By the way, we have Thatcher Demko.
Well, again, like we talked about, it's too bad they didn't have a veteran goalie who's been in the NHL long enough to
put him in while we're getting lit up. 6 goals. Hey, maybe we should.
It's too bad there's no veteran backup on the team to.
He's actually been consistent for 10+ years, and actually, has made it to third round before. I'm done.
I'm gonna skip the Sider and Raymond talk I had planned because
of time.
Because we're.
We can just finish up this Canucks thing quick.
Yeah, speak your piece on the Canucks.
Well, a lot of it's on the players, man. Specifically, most of our decor. I'd say half of our decor. Ekman, Larson, and Myers have been fine 5v5. Myers has been awful on the penalty kill from what I've seen this so far. Dickens has been let down in a lot of cases. He's been
underwhelming.
Pullman's been, as advertised, dog shit, and Ekman Larson.
Scott defended the Pullman signing.
Oh, wow. He's the same amount of points as Ekman Larson right now because he scored a goal and assist last game. Goal shouldn't have been a goal really, but
who do the Canucks trade at the deadline then? If they're sellers.
We're gonna trade Podkolzin for a 35-year-old guy or something.
Oh, nice.
Because we're not sellers.
Who's the guy
we're buyers at all times?
Who are the untouchables on that team right now?
Hughes,
Demko,
Horvat, Hoglander.
Just those 4 guys.
Okay, realistically, right? I'm gonna be realistic.
I think if you're realistic, you listen to offers for Petey. You'd be interested to hear what other people.
But man, okay, realistically, it's Besser, Pettersson, Hoglander, Horvat, Hughes, and that's about it. Realistically, and Demko obviously, but. That's about it for me. From what if I'm being realistic,
those are the untouchables on this team.
Because Miller isn't just because he's playing well out of his contract range. He makes 5.25, he should be making 8 at this point. He only has another year after this year. Besser's up at the end of this year. He's an RFA. Garland's locked up, but he's a guy who's on a high right now. Not recently, but he had a great start to the season.
He had a goal with the goal the other night against Colorado where he looked fired up and motivated. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, we scored. And it's just like, that's the guy I want on my team.
Yeah, that's why Garland and Hoglander. Garland, I just think because of the 8. I don't know. He's not even that old. He's 25. I just think he has more value. Where Hoglander, I think Garland and Hoglander right now are probably like similar value points, even though Hoglander definitely is the lesser player right now. But Hoglander shows like he's only 21, right? 21, yeah. He shows so much potential, and obviously he's been out of everyone on the team. He's probably the only player that's been fun to watch past 5-6 games.
I can't argue with that. 2 questions in the mailbag. First one from a friend of the pod, Callum McDonald. He asked World Juniors Canada roster prediction. And I don't know if we have time to do a full Canada roster prediction, but it's got to. So, like, you have to include Shane Wright, Connor Bedard. I would say a Red Wings prospect, but they're all Swedish. So
he's their just summer showcase.
Oh, so here's the okay. Olin Zellweger, you got to have him on Everett Silvertip.
McTavish doesn't go just because
he's too good. Same with Cole Perfetti and probably Cole Sillinger. Logan Stankoven, he's had a great year with Loops.
Has he?
Yeah, I would do that.
I don't know about Perfetti either.
Owen Power?
Perfetti's still under 19 or under 20. I didn't even know that. Damn. I guess. Oh yeah, right when the tournament happens.
Yeah.
He's gonna. Okay, so he'll be 20.
Yeah. So there's some forwards.
Genther, Jarvis. Has Jarvis been sent down or is he?
He's in Carolina. He's crushing it with
the
Hurricanes
Whoa.
right now.
Damn.
Jarvis, Dylan Gunther,
Maverick Borgo, Bolduc as well.
A lot of good players. Ridley Gregg, actually.
He's good. I don't know. He's not on Ottawa right now. I don't think he played. I think he played in the preseason.
This might be a year where you see a lot of NHL teams send players down. Possibly, we'll see. Defenseman, yeah, you gotta include Olin Zellweger for the brand. Owen Power, Donovan Zabrango is actually a really good player for Detroit. In Detroit system, I think he's playing for Kitchener now. Pratt Clark, you probably want to put him on. Caden Gooley probably gets on.
But Kuhlman's on this team.
Kuhlman's. And then goalies, it's Sebastian Cossa, Red Wings prospect, who's going to get on as a starting netminder, and Dylan Duran.
Yeah, Lennox can be third.
Lennox can be third.
That's our hot take, quick lineup right there.
Quick World Juniors.
Hendrix LaPierre should be on that team.
Probably he's going to be
on that. Because he went back.
Well, last question from Corey, SYP creator Corey Schmuel.
It's probably like Leafs.
What do you think it is?
It's like Leafs or something. Mikheyev? Like, will Mikheyev be on the first line or something?
No. Once Ilya Mikheyev is healthy, is the Leafs' third line the best shutdown line in the NHL? And I was looking at this, and I actually like I think the Blues' third line is like one of my favorites, just because I really like how the Blues are playing this year.
Yeah. Of this Leafs combination.
So with the Leafs, we're just looking at the Leafs lineup now. So
he's saying Mikheyev, Camp, Kasha. Camp has scored some of the ugliest goals I've ever seen.
Like, that's how I scored goals. Like, the way Camp scored goals in minor hockey.
At this point, by the way, like, I know they're kind of on a heater right now, so I think you don't change it up. But if it goes back down to what the season started as, I wouldn't mind Mikheyev on the first line at this point.
No, I think you have fucking Michael Bunting on the first, because he's basically just your Hyman.
He's fallen out of place, I guess, with the.
You know who's really fallen out of place is Nick Ritchie. That dude stinks.
He's still on the first line there. He plays 15, 16 minutes a game still.
That dude stinks.
Yeah, it's bad. It's like really bad. Camp has been okay.
Camp and Kasha have been.
Kasha's been amazing.
Yeah,
wow. He's been probably the best signing. I think he's better than Bunting so far from what I've seen.
But I mean. Best shutdown. Go to the Blues.
Shout out to Sandin because he's been fucking good too.
Go to the Blues. Well, and Liljegren.
Liljegren's been good. I think. Yeah. It sucks that. I mean, it doesn't suck because Hole is obviously like the guy they have there, but
the Blues one where it's like Saad, Sundqvist, and Barbashev.
Barbashev's been fucking good.
That's not really a shutdown line because he got Saad on there, but like that team rocks.
Shout out to Scott Perunovich because he got to play and he's been good too. He's got an assist yesterday.
Who's the Canucks third line? So is that Dickinson?
It's something. I think.
Here, you can just search.
Oh yeah. That's probably much easier.
On daily face-off, so you don't have to type it in every time.
Pearson, Horvat, Hoglander. It is Pettersson, Besser, so like it makes no sense how this lineup is, because it's never kept like this.
At least Tyler Boss is back.
He's God, we needed him. It's the only penalty killer that we have.
In terms of answering Schmool's question, I don't know if they're a top shutdown line, but like it's still a good third line. Like it's probably a better than average third line.
Bertuzzi's gonna play for Vegas soon.
Yeah, they're really running out of bodies in Vegas.
I'm not gonna lie. This is what I was going to bring up. Aston Reese, Bluger, McGinn is probably a better shutdown.
That's probably a real shutdown. And look at all these nobodies that Pittsburgh has. They always just seem to fly. I mean, what's his name? Drew O'Connor isn't playing for the Penguins anymore, but like
you almost got a hat trick. You should have gotten a hat trick, if I'm being honest. Let's be honest. Dubé. It sucks what happened to Monahan, by the way. It's not been good for him at all the past few years.
You know, the Flames traded a pick for Tyler Pitlick to get Tyler Pitlick on their team.
Again, it's also a Seattle thing.
Is that your favorite third line?
What, Roussel, Beagle, Erickson?
Yeah.
Nah.
Travis Boyd's on the second line, which really is that's a thing.
Well, the first line I think originally started off as Krause, Beagle, Erickson.
Probably.
And it's gone. Chikrin, obviously, I think he's minus 22 this season.
He's struggled this year.
He's bad. It's been bad. Yeah, it doesn't help when he plays with Lyubushkin. I guess that's another guy. I don't think he'll be on the Russian team, but Lyubushkin might get a look.
Name alone, that's a guy who should be on the Russian team.
Yeah. Dyson Mayo.
I'm done. That's the podcast. We're out. Things you should check. Be sure to go on to speakyourpiece.ca. You can read my latest article on Jasmine Jost, Great Britain Rugby 7 star. She's had a fantastic season, and I talk a little bit about her struggle, her path to trying to become a full-time rugby player and get a full-time contract with the Wales Rugby Union. So that's an interesting read, I thought. Go check that out. I'm going to be in Everett on Sunday covering the Silvertips game. You can see my best work on all the Silvertips accounts. So be sure to check that out. I'm working on a holiday schedule, by the way, for an SYP holiday schedule, including some live streams, maybe some gaming, maybe some more podcasts.
Oh shit!
So we'll work on something there. Anything you want to plug or promote?
No. Besides that was about it. We haven't done this in a while. I was just happy to do it again.
Anything SFU that you want to promote?
Not right now. No, this school is in a weird transitional phase or something.
Hasn't the
now.
school always been in a weird transition? For SFU, did they just realize oh shit, we actually should be giving students incentive to come to school?
Oh my god! Don't even get me started on this.
Anyways, that's the podcast. Shout out to Rav for taking the time to do this. Thank you very much to everybody for listening and or watching. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like the vid. Get notifications. Hit the notifications button so you can see all of our cool, rad posts and content.
Yeah.
And we'll be back again soon. Peace out.
Peace.